Hi guys, welcome to the 7th episode of Yo-Yo Talk. Last week we had a fantastic guest, yo-yo legend Mark McBride. He was great. We hope to have him back on a future show. And speaking of guests on the show, we have a poll going on right now on our Facebook group page. We've been asking everybody to ask everybody to chime in and say who you want to have on the show. And right now, currently, Dr. Tom Kuhn is head and shoulders above the rest, and I will definitely be contacting him, but I want everybody to keep on giving us some input, get some more names up there on the show, and we'll do our best to get the folks on the show. So, last week we had a excellent prize package, and I'm extremely happy to say that Nick, aka Grandy Klaus, was dethroned after 3 consecutive wins. So our winner of the show was Caleb Gulliver, and Caleb just wanted to rub his nose in everybody's face, so he sent us a little video to show you guys what losers you were, and that includes you, Nick.
Thanks, Doc Lucky. I'm so excited to open this. Yes. Look at all these yo-yos. This is amazing.
No.
Star Wars yo-yo, Power Ranger cards, Iron Man yo, a Doc Lucky yo-yo. Thanks, Doc Lucky.
Hey, congratulations, Caleb, and good luck to everybody in the pop quiz tonight. I know that Nick will be out there waiting to pounce like a Dementor, waiting to suck the souls and the happiness out of everybody's body. So on tonight's show, we are going to be talking about yo-yo figurines, and certainly I have a lot of different figurines, and a lot of collectors aren't really familiar sometimes with what's out there and available, so I'm going to talk about a few of them. Some of them are quite valuable, and quite frankly, some of them are just plain weird. So here's just some of the yo-yo figurines that I have in my collection. This is just kind of a general overview. We'll show you more detail later in the show. But before we go any further, I want to show everybody what is in our prize package for this evening, or maybe I should call it Nick's prize package. I think Caleb may have something to say about that.
In our prize package for the pop quiz near the end of the show. Just give you a little overview of this. Tonight's episode, we're going to be talking a lot about figurines. That's figurines that usually have a yo-yo or play the yo-yo. There's quite a few of them out there. Everybody says, well, how many could there be? And I've got enough to fill up an entire case, so we'll go through some of those. We'll be given Lucky's Collector's Guide to 20th Century Yo-Yos, the Immune 2012 International Book Award winner for science fiction. And speaking of figurines, here is a figurine with a yo-yo. This is from the Barbie Totally Yo-Yo series. This is the Skipper doll. There were 3 in the series. There was Skipper, Courtney, and Nikki. What ticks me off about this is that it didn't reach the level of actually having Barbie with a yo-yo. Like the yo-yo isn't worthy of Barbie, passing it off to her little sister and her unknown friends. Now, there is a version that's a little bit different from those 3. It's the Skipper doll that actually includes a real playing yo-yo. I think that's the hardest one to find. These usually sell in the $20 to $25 range. The highest price I've ever seen was $100 for the Skipper. The next item in the prize package is also a figural yo-yo. It's actually not a yo-yo, it's a yo-yo that's a Christmas ornament with a little mouse on it. It's been around for a long time, since the early 90s when it was released. These are pretty common. They usually sell in the $11 to $15 range. They're almost always sell in the box. I think it's because it's a cheesy little ornament that nobody ever hangs on their tree, so you always find them mint in the box. So if you're involved in the lesser hobby of top collecting, I've got a few here from the 60s. We also got a royal spin top patch there. That's a nice little patch to have. Usually it sells around 15 bucks on eBay. We've got a Duncan YoYo here, one of the early Flambeau Duncans from the early 70s, mint in package. A nice 2004 Russell YoYo from the World Championships. We've got a Blackbird there, some Omegas. Now just down below here is the Double Dare YoYo. That's a SpectraStar YoYo, kind of rare. This is from the Nickelodeon show in the late 80s, Double Dare. The host was Mark Summers, and I met him on a TV show I was on, which was Nickelodeon What Would You Do? I was doing some yo-yo demonstrations, and he was also the host of that show, and he asked me, hey, do you have a Double Dare yo-yo? And I said, no, I've never even heard of it. So it started a quest, and they were hard to find, actually, but I did find at least two because there's one in the prize package. Here's that 2004 World Yo-Yo Championships yo-yo. I love the World Championships, National Championship yo-yos because they're always limited runs. It's a nice Pro-Yo, the Koosh version. This has that sparkling pog there on the side, makes it a little bit unusual. Nice Duncan baseball from the Sportsline series from around 1961. Those are great to have in the collection. And a little group of yo-yos here. Oh, nice Screaming Sonic Satellite. That's from the 60s. Fiend Magazine yo-yo. A nice ad yo-yo, The Bank. And then the Iron Giant from the 1999 movie. Another Stealth Fire, where there's another one up there. This is a Duncan Cattle Brands. I've talked about the Cattle Brands yo-yos before. We're giving away one that was walnut in color. This one's the oak color. There were 9 different brands if you include a double Duncan on it. Nice beginners yo-yo from the 60s, mint in package. And then here's a 2005 World Yo-Yo chenille patch. I could be wrong, but this may have been the only year they made the big super-sized chenille patch, so really cool to have. So that's our grouping for tonight. So let's check out our value. Wow, $265. Good luck tonight in the pop quiz.
Well, there's certainly some good free stuff there, and you don't even have to break a window to get it. All you have to do is answer 2 questions right in our pop quiz near the end of the show, and you will score all of these great items. So before we get started with the yo-yo figurines, I want to review with you what happened with our Magic Mystery Box last week. As you will recall, we were doing a little contest, and we were trying to get people to sign up and like the page, and you were to refer people here, and we were going to let you have the contents of the Magic Mystery Box. So let's see what's going on there with our Magic Mystery Box.
Okay, so tonight, as promised, we are completing our Magic Mystery Box contest. We had people go out, and if they had friends, they were to contact our web page and then send a message to the page. And the person that referred the most people wins all the contents in the Magic Mystery Box. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and reveal who the winner was because it's kind of disgusting. It is Nick again. It might as well be Nick because he wins every single thing on Doc Lucky's Yo-Yo Talk. So it's not surprising. I had no idea Nick even had friends. So this was kind of a shock, but Nick blew everybody else away. He had like 40 or 50 referrals, so he wins. But don't give up because we'll do this again in a few months, or a few weeks rather, and have another little contest. And I'm sure Nick has run out of friends by now. So let's check out the contents of our Magic Mystery Box. Here we go. Oh no, it's empty. Nick is going, oh no, it's empty. But it is a Magic Mystery Box. So, if you take a magic rectal swab And this has only been partially used, Nick, just so you know. I swirled it around on the inside before the show. Now, let's see if anything magically appears. Oh my! It's full of all types of good things. Why, there is a Roy Rogers yo-yo, and all that stuff that Nick has already won. I don't believe he's got a Roy Rogers yo-yo. Here's something else down here. Oh, a Duncan Imperial from the early 70s. That's a real nice one. That's the early Fleur de Lis seal. And then we've got some other cool things here. Let's see what else is in here. Jam full of stuff. Here is a magic wand, which doesn't work, but a magic rectal saw will. And you're probably wondering where I got all this stuff. Well, you know there's been a lot of looting going on, but I don't want you to get the wrong impression. I would never loot a good person or a good store. But my grandmother, who's really crabby at about 104, she can't hear her own window glass breaking. So, a $2 bill, that's her lucky $2 bill. And Grandma's gas mask. She was ready for this. She's going to be really ticked off when she goes to the next riot. A 1939 Science and Mechanics without the back cover. Also, I don't know why she picked that. An empty tin of secrets. Thank you, Grandma. Oh, wow. This is a real silver dollar. This is a Morgan silver dollar, 1921. She got this when she was a little girl. It says on the back, "Dear son, from the mayor, keep on being a good little girl. I'll see you Friday night at 9 o'clock once again." I don't know what that means, but it's yours now, Nick. Here's a set of playing cards because she doesn't see very well. Matter of fact, when I was in there rooting around through her chest of drawers, she kind of came in the room and it got kind of weird. She thought I was a Terminex man and she started hitting on me, which brought back bad memories. Here's her little bondage stuff. You can use that, Nick, on those wild Friday nights. Her police whistle. I always hated this as a kid. She would sit in the room and go, "Get in here! Get in here! I got stuff for you to do!" Yeah, she was a mean one. Okay, let's see. Oh, well, here's her fake nose. She had bad skin cancer and, you know, we had to, well, you understand that. This is a pin from the football team she used to hang around in high school. Some finger slingers, whatever they are. Oh, here's her old heroin syringe. And, oh, Grandma, she does love me. She kept my card from Wendy's from the world's largest yo-yo collection. That was part of one of their collector's packs. And there's a little note in here that says periodic tables of yo-yos hidden in the attic. So I'm going to go back to Grandma's and get that for you, Nick. So that's what's in the mystery box, magic mystery box tonight. We'll have another one in a couple of weeks. Who knows what will be in that one?
Well, Nick, I think I speak for all of our viewers in saying we wish you go to straight to hell. And I would like you to know that every one of those items that you won, I gently rubbed with the magic rectal swab, which has only partially been used. But congratulations, seriously. I hope you get dysentery. Just kidding. But if you do win both of the prizes tonight, I have a bunch of people that will make sure that your name is written in every bathroom stall in Central Florida with your phone number. But that may be an incentive for you. I don't know. So anyway, I hope everybody has a good luck with the pop quiz prize package tonight. So now on to our topic for this evening, which is yo-yo figurines. So feel free to comment. I'd like for people to comment about figurines and also to Trash Talk Nick. A couple of shout outs. Thanks, Chuck Short, regular viewer. Thanks for coming in. Joe Mitchell, thanks for being here again. And YoYo legendary promoter Greg Cohen is in the room watching. So thanks for watching, Greg. We appreciate you being here. Man, if somebody can win a pop quiz contest, that's Greg. So let's take a look at some of these yo-yo figurines here. Now these are what I call playing figurines, and there's several of them out there. They're kind of cool. You see the rabbit, there's the monkey, the panda bear, the clown, and these were all made in Japan and probably in the 60s, maybe early 70s. I don't think they go back to the 50s. These usually run in price from 60, 70 bucks, depending on how good the package is and all that. But they're neat little things. If you ever do little interviews on television, they always love to film these dolls that are playing the yo-yo. And they're really playing off-string yo-yo. These are not being played like a traditional yo-yo. These are off-string. So for our next one, let's flick up that film there. These are Barbie dolls, and they did a series of these. Actually, they're not Barbie dolls. They're Barbie's little sister, Skipper, and her friends. It didn't reach the level of Barbie, as I mentioned. Those will run you 20, 30 bucks usually on eBay these days. The rarest one, I think, is the one that contains the actual yo-yo itself. So that's a nice one to get if you're into Barbie dolls and yo-yos. I want to show you a puppet with a yo-yo. And this is actually a reenactment of somebody, and I won't say their name, late one night after Worlds. And let me take a peek here. This is my favorite figurine. This is the Doc Lucky figurine. My. This figurine appeared in UVT. This was Underground Video Throwdown. It was called Lucky Saves the World. It won that year. And this is one of the few yo-yo videos that show a beheading with a yo-yo. The other one, I think we looked at last week, this is McBride's Furious. And you see Felix there in Glass Eye, and there was the beheading. But in that video, they didn't get the girl at the end. And in Lucky Saves the World, he always gets the girl in the end. So let's look at some clown videos now, clown figurines. There are a lot of clown figurines. There are some of these that are just kind of shelf hangers where the yo-yo hangs over the edge of the shelves. Yeah, you can get these for 10, 15 bucks. Here's kind of a rocking clown yo-yo, playing yo-yo. There's a series of these kind of high-end model yo-yos featuring clowns. These will run you a little bit more. If you look close, you can usually get these in the $40 or $50 range, but typically they're listed at $70, $80, $90. I think that big one there was listed $150 or more. So these are just clowns playing yo-yos, and I don't know why there are so many yo-yos associated with clowns, because in all my watching clowns growing up, I never once saw a yo-yo in the hand of a clown. It just wasn't something that was there. But when people make figurines, they feel like, well, we got to put something with the clown, and they end up using a yo-yo. So I think it kind of disparages the yo-yo a little bit. Here's another, I think that's a Russian clown yo-yo. It's a nesting pot, but yeah, there's the yo-yo. It's a clown. This is a very scary clown yo-yo, and now clowns are a little bit more scary, I think, to people, and this reflects that. There's even some other, can we switch over there? There's some other clown things here. Here's a little New Year's Day noisemaker that has a clown on it. Here's a little pewter clown with the yo-yo. So it goes on and on and on with the clown yo-yos. So Let's look at some cartoon characters. You know, you've got clowns, but then you've got some actually licensed characters that has that. Well, before that, Santa. Let's look at Santa. He's not really a licensed character, but obviously well known. That first one there with all the sparkles is a Tina Flanners. If you know Tina Flanners, she makes all these items with that sparkly thing, and her pieces are actually pretty collectible. I got that for my wife. That middle thing there that looks like a metal Santa Claus, that one is actually a chocolate mold, and the newest this can be is around 1910, because I think that's when that company that made these particular molds went out of business, but they started making molds in like 1860 or something like that. So this would be before yo-yos were called yo-yos. They had been called bandolores then. But Santa is sometimes associated with yo-yos because obviously that's a toy that Santa likes to bring and put in Christmas stockings. No, now let's get to other characters, which are the character yo-yos. And here's some that you probably, there's that, my nemesis is back again. I thought I'd pass this off to Nick, but somehow she managed to get back into my home. Nick, check your box, see if she's still there. There's Alfred E Newman playing a yo-yo, Goofy. We've got a couple of characters there, a real sexy yo-yo player, anime. There's a fellow from The Simpsons, yes. And then there's Huckleberry Hound with, if you look at it going up and down, that's a flasher yo-yo, little flasher TV yo-yo. They made a series of those in the 60s. So there's a lot of different character yo-yos that are licensed out there. And then, speaking of licensed characters, Disney had Fantasia. Fantasia was in 1999. That was when it was released. The flamingo is associated with that little sketch with all the yo-yo play. And of course, Disney's going to make money off that, so they made some figurines. This is probably the most collectible of the one. These usually will sell for anywhere from $100 to $300. They made 2,000 of them. That's number 83, so that's a fairly low number. I don't know if that actually makes a difference or not in that one. This is one that is unpainted. They made, they say this is a rare artist model, and they only made 1,000 of them, but these actually sell less than the colorful painted ones. So go figure. I don't know why that is. So let's look at some car yo-yo figurines. This is actually a Duncan car. That was a merry-go-round Duncan car. That was made in the 50s or maybe early 60s. Very rare. I've only seen one or two of these for sale ever. And the other one that is a Duncan car is the Duncan Racer. That's like a soapbox racer. And again, that little head there on both of those cars is a yo-yo. So both rare Duncan pieces. And there's one other Duncan I want to show you that was a little bit newer model that was released, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago. This is the Duncan Truck. And you can see it's carrying a supply of Duncan yo-yos, and that's the yo-yo that came with the truck. That was the super re-release that came with the Duncan Truck. So those are nice little collectible items. I'm not sure what those Duncan Trucks are selling for now, but certainly a lot more. And here is probably the most expensive of the figurine plain yo-yos. You'll notice that Frankenstein is supposed to have a yo-yo in his hand. I don't know where it went. We didn't realize that until after we had already filmed it. But this is the Frankenstein Flyer. It was made in 1964 by Aurora. This is the re-release that was made, it has some kind of polar lights. So the 97 one sells for about, $19 or $20. The original one, though, if you have it in the original box mint, those will go from anywhere from $200 to $500. So that is probably the rarest and the hardest to get of collectible figurines. So that's the one to look out for. the Frankenstein yo-yo. So anyway, that pretty much sums it up for what I was going to talk about on yo-yo figurines tonight. And we get now into my favorite part of the show, which is Hot Auctions of the Week.
Doc Lucky's Flaming Hot Auction Picks of the Week. Number 3, Hot Pick of the Week.
Okay, this is a Kirby plush doll. I wanted to put this in because we're talking about figurines. This Kirby was, a character in video games. He was released in '91. He was on the Kirby and Dreamland on the Game Boy, and he's hung around ever since. This is $17, which actually is a pretty good price for this plush doll. They usually are put on sale anywhere from the $30 to $40 range. There's also a Kirby yo-yo out there that you can usually pick up for about $10 on eBay. But the plush doll is kind of nice. It's apparently Kirby is pronounced KB in Japan. At least that's what my son, who speaks a little bit of Japanese, tells me. So he was in apparently a game series called Kirby Superstar, where he becomes a yo-yo trick master, and that's why you see all these items with Kirby and a yo-yo. So anyway, this is a Kirby doll. That's my pick for number 3. Let's go to our item number 2.
Number 2, Hot Pick of the Week.
Okay, this is also a little figurine, and I thought I would throw this in because we're talking about figurines. This is a clown, again, another clown. He's got his pants stuffed full of goodies that he's stolen from the candy store, I guess, and he's playing a yo-yo. The thing is that this is really small. It's highly detailed and individually painted, and the problem I have with this one, I would put it higher on my rankings, but it's $48. And apparently this company, this Lola, makes miniatures for dollhouses. So this is a release they do. They make all kinds of little miniature items, and they're usually really expensive. So a cool little item here. It is kind of figurine, so I thought I would put this down as my hot pick too. I would like this in my collection, but $48 I think is a little bit steep, even though there is a lot of detail in this particular little figurine. So let's go to hot pick number 1.
Number 1, Hot Pick of the Week.
All right, so Darth Vader, it's kind of a figurine. It's a sculpted yo-yo with Darth Vader, and I think most people recognize that. But here's the interesting thing about this one. Look at the card. This is supposed to have a Tasmanian Devil football or Tasmanian Devil on it, and it's got a Darth Vader card. And I thought, well, maybe somebody just stuck it. But I've seen another one like this that is not this one. So I think that they actually made a mistake here, putting the wrong yo-yo on the wrong card. It's selling for $4. You can't beat that, even with the $3.60 shipping. So that, for a Spectre Star yo-yo, that's not a bad price. And the fact that this is probably an heir and interesting to talk about, that is why this is my top pick of the week. Darth Vader on a Tasmanian Devil card. And now we are ready to go to my Scorching Score of the week. And again, just to remind you, the Scorching Score isn't necessarily the best score out there. It's just something I find really interesting that just happened in the past. And I want to talk about it and see what you guys think. So here we go. Scorching Score of the week.
Mr. Bandalore's Scorching Score of the Week.
So anyway, this was Tom Kuhn yo-yo with jewels. Now, here's the thing about this. It sold for $19, which I thought was a good price for this particular yo-yo. But my question to all you guys that are watching is, I think this was, it's in the box like it was made to be there, but I think this was an aftermarket production. I'm not sure it was actually released as a jeweled yo-yo. So anyway, please comment on this if you know any of the history on this. Now, it's funny because it was listed as a Duncan, obviously, wrong on that, and 1950, wrong on that. So what was listed with this yo-yo is wrong, but it sold for $19, which I think is a good deal for this yo-yo. But if anybody knows any history about this, when this was released, if it was meant to be a jeweled yo-yo, or if people got the yo-yo and applied the jewels after the fact, but I've seen them. I have one in the box like it came from Tom Kuhn, so I just want a little more information. So anybody that can fill us in, please comment and let us know. And now finally for the nasty dog of the day.
Nasty, nasty dog of the day.
Okay, here it is. This is our nasty dog of the day. This is supposedly a yo-yo clown. It is clearly a clown, as you can see, but it is not playing a yo-yo. It is playing a whirligig or a spinner, they sometimes call them, and that kind of ticks me off that they get it wrong. And not only did they get it wrong, and it's missing the spinner, they want basically, with postage, almost $180 for this thing. So it's missing pieces. It's really not a yo-yo clown. And it should be called yo-yo spinner, even though they said yo-yo clown on it. So anyway, with the high price and the fact that it's missing pieces and the fact that it ticks me off that it's really not a clown playing a yo-yo, this is my nasty dog for the week. So I guess all that's left tonight is to go straight to our pop quiz. I just want to wish no luck to Nick whatsoever in this pop quiz. I know he's waiting for it to happen. So let's put it up and see if it's going to be another Nick win tonight.
Doc Lucky's Pop Quiz. One shot, one champion. First to answer both questions in the Facebook comments wins. Get ready.
We're still waiting on what year did Alfred E. Newman first run for president? He's run for president many years. And who that character is there. And if you've been watching the show, you should know who the character is. So, Alfred E. Newman, we showed a little... Oh, we have a winner? Rick Rentz. Congratulations, Rick. Thank you. Thank you for beating Nick. Oh my gosh, this is wonderful. All right, Nick, he's starting to lose it. Nick is there bawling his eyes out now, and I'm feeling really good about it. So, Rick, congratulations. We're going to get some snail mail information from you, and we'll get this great prize package out to you probably on Monday. So, congratulations, Rick. So sorry, Nick, you didn't win. So, next week, we are going to be talking about yo-yos that act also as tops. We are going to try to get a special guest on the show. I'll give you a little more information about that later, so keep checking our Facebook group page. And if you haven't signed up for the Facebook group page, please sign up for the Facebook group page and ask your friends to sign up too. So just remember this, you can never have too many yo-yos, and I will see you next week.